The Real Housewives of Orange County Season 19, Episode 5 takes the drama to New Orleans. And while the trip should have been about fun, food, and bonding, it quickly turns into another Tamra-centered storm. Appropriately titled The Big Uneasy, the episode blends spooky vibes, unresolved grudges, and exhausting arguments that feel like they've been going in circles all season. And honestly, by the end, it's hard to tell what the women are actually fighting about anymore, other than Tamra just being Tamra. The episode kicks off with the women heading to Muriel's, a famous New Orleans restaurant that has a permanent table set for a ghost. The ladies are seated in a grand ballroom big enough to host not just the spirit of Muriel's former owner, but an entire lineup of housewives past. You can almost imagine Lynn Curtin, cuff bracelets and all, sitting next to Peggy Tanis still stewing about Alexis Bellino, while Noella Bergener tries too hard in ghost form and Vicky Gunvalson shouts, "Hoop it up," from the beyond. It's campy, it's over the top, and it's actually the perfect metaphor for the season, a table full of the ghosts of RHOC's glory days, and a cast still clinging to the magic of the past. That nostalgia is everywhere. Gina and Shannon even have a random conversation about Shannon's plate collection, purely so the editors can flash back to Shannon's iconic "that's not even my plate ing B" moment. We see Heather Dubrow laughing at Emily's spot on impersonation of her, well enjoying herself while discussing her husband's stock portfolio. The show keeps leaning on these callbacks, almost like they're trying to conjure up the spark of earlier seasons. The problem is, the current conflicts don't have much substance. It's all noise without a clear core, like trying to grab a ghost and realizing your hands just pass through thin air. The main thread of tension is, as usual, Tamra. Everyone except Heather, Emily, and Gina seems to be mad at her, but the reasons are messy and tangled. There's beef with Jenn, beef with Katie, issues with Shannon, even Tamra's own daughter not wanting to record a song with her. It's like Tamra leaves a trail of bad vibes everywhere she goes. Gina nails it when she says every conversation that doesn't have Tamra in it is still somehow about Tamra. Jenn and Tamra's feud is the one taking center stage this episode, but it's almost impossible to keep track of what they're actually fighting about. Jenn's mad because Tamra claimed her house was raided by the FBI. Tamra's mad because, well, the details are fuzzy, and even with a beef chart, it's hard to see the real point. Now Tamra's also accusing Jenn of trying to single white female her, basically saying Jenn is copying her look in life. Jenn pushes back, but Tamra's claim feels ridiculous. Of course they look similar. Almost every woman in their social circle goes to the same surgeon, hits the same gym, shops at the same boutiques, and wears the same high heels and flashy dresses. It's not copying, it's just the aesthetic. Tamra's turning it into an insult so she has a reason to stay mad. And it's the pettiest kind of fight. Then Tamra takes it even lower by showing the group an old, fatty photo of Jenn before her glow up. Reality TV loves its shady vocabulary, but this is just a mean tactic. Jenn's response, though, is weak. She basically just says, "That's not true," when she could be turning the whole argument back on Tamra. Imagine if Jenn had just owned it, admitted she looked up to Tamra when she first moved to the OC, admired her lifestyle, and wanted to be like her until she got to know her and realized she was toxic. That would flip the script in one move and make Tamra's attack completely backfire. But instead, Jenn shifts the focus to her personal struggles. She opens up about ongoing issues with her ex-husband Will, who isn't paying child or spousal support and still owes her money from their divorce settlement. She shares this with her boyfriend Ryan at the gym, and while she asks him not to get involved, he goes straight to Will anyway to confront him. Ryan insists it wasn't meant to be a confrontation, but that's exactly what it was. Unsurprisingly, it backfires. Will doesn't have a real answer, nothing gets resolved, and now he's even angrier. Jenn says this set her back 10 steps in dealing with her ex. This is where Ryan shows himself to be just as frustrating as Tamra. He ignores Jenn's wishes, creates more problems, and seems to thrive on flexing his alpha energy even when it's not his place. Instead of supporting her the way she needs, he makes her situation harder. And honestly, between Ryan's behavior and Jenn's inability to handle Tamra strategically, she's not coming across as a strong player this season. Meanwhile, the group dinner in New Orleans should be a chance to relax and bond, but the tension is so thick it's impossible to ignore. Everyone's either side, eyeing Tamra, avoiding open conflict, or waiting for the next explosion. The fractures in the group feel permanent at this point. The episode ends on a spooky, symbolic note. Tamra leaving dinner and imagining a ghostly banquet table filled with former housewives she's outlasted. In her mind, she's the ultimate survivor, having beaten every woman who's come for her. But in the eerie silence, the ghosts, led by Lizzie RHOC and Kelly Dodd, point accusing fingers at her and let out a bone-chilling scream. It's a fitting ending for the big Uneasy, a reminder that even if Tamra has managed to stay on top, the ghosts of RHOC past aren't done haunting her yet. This episode delivers classic Housewives chaos with a supernatural twist, but it's also proof that without Tamra stirring the pot, the storylines would crumble. The fights feel repetitive, the grudges are vague, and the show is leaning too hard on nostalgia. If the rest of the season keeps playing out like this, we might all be sitting that ghost table by the finale, waiting for something real to happen.